Lymphoma is a hematological malignancy that affects the blood cells, lymphocytes. Lymphocytes, white blood cells, are part of the body's immune system. Lymphoma affects the lymph nodes and other types such as the spleen, liver, and bone marrow. World Lymphoma Awareness Day, WLAD, is held on September 15 every year and is a day dedicated to raising awareness of lymphoma, an increasingly common form of cancer. It is a global initiative to raise awareness with lymphoma around the world. More than 735,000 people are diagnosed with lymphoma every year. We at MediCircle are conducting the World Lymphoma Awareness Day series to impart basic knowledge and encourage people to know about lymphoma to detect cancer at an early age and also an early stage. Hello, my name is Aprajita Mehra, and today our guest for the talk is Dr. Soumya Mukherjee. Dr. Soumya Mukherjee is a consultant hematologist and hemato-oncologist at Ruby General Hospital, West Bengal. He was a former assistant professor at Burdwan Medical College and Hospital, West Bengal. He also has 7 years of experience in the field of clinical hematology and hemato-oncology. He has skills in treatment of hematological malignancy, management of benign hematological diseases, and autologous bone marrow transplantation. Welcome to MediCircle, Dr. Soumya Mukherjee. We are so delighted to have you with us today.
Good evening. Thank you, Aparajita. And thank you, MediCircle, for giving me the opportunity to say something about lymphoma. Thank you.
So now that we have introduced the topic, the first question that I would like to ask you, doctor, is what are the types of lymphoma?
Before going into the types of lymphoma, I want to say back, what is lymphoma? That is very important.
All right.
So, there are multiple lymph nodes in our body. So they are very important organs. They are basically the policeman who prevents the entry of any foreign infections to our body. So if there is some malignant transformation occurs in those lymph nodes in our body, that is known as lymphoma.
All right.
So it is a type of blood cancer. Blood cancer encompasses various cancers, leukemia, multiple myeloma, and this is lymphoma. Today we're going to discuss about this. So your question is the types of lymphoma. So broadly, we can classify lymphoma into two types. One is Hodgkin's lymphoma and another is non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And there are some minor classifications. There are numerous classifications of non-Hodgkin's lymphomas are there. So we are not going into the details. So broadly, we can classify into Hodgkin's and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yes. What exactly are they? Or like, if you could just briefly tell them in layman's language. Yes.
Exactly. So as I have already mentioned, it is a malignant transformation of the lymph nodes. So lymph nodes are present in various parts of our body, starting from your neck, in the axillary region, in the inguinal region, in the abdomen, mediastinum or chest. So if there is some mutation, some cells showing mutation and they are growing without interruption, so that causes the swelling of that lymph nodes, the tumorous proliferations of the cells of the lymph node, and that gives rise to lymphoma. So Hodgkin's lymphoma, in Hodgkin's lymphoma, we are getting particular type of cells known as Reed-Sternberg cells. And in non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, we are not getting that type of cells. So basically the classification is necessary because the treatment is absolutely different in two types of lymphomas. So that's why classification is necessary.
All right. Moving on to this next question, which is the symptoms of lymphoma. How you can, how a common person can recognize the symptoms of lymphoma.
Yeah, that is very important. As you all know, because early detection, early diagnosis is very important for any malignancy, whatever it may be. So in lymphoma also, if we can detect early, if we can diagnose it early, so there is a chance of complete cure. Complete cure is there. So now what are the different manifestations? Number one, the most important, swelling in different parts of, if we're noticing any swelling in the different parts of your body, just in the neck region, in the armpit or axillary region, in the inguinal region, in the abdomen, and yet majority cases, they are painless swelling. Painless swelling in the different parts of your body, number one. Number two, if you have continuous low-grade fever without any infection, for long days, 2 months, 3 months, you have fever. And our problem is that if you have fever, you go to the shop, get some antibiotic and start antibiotic. Okay.
Right.
Before starting any antibiotic, you should consult a doctor thoroughly. You should check up is very, very important for you. So now second point is fever. Third is weight loss. That is very important. If you have significant weight loss, more than 10 kg weight loss in last 6 to 7 months, that is very important point.
Okay.
Number four, night sweats. You know, if you have drenching night sweats, so you may have lymphoma. That is another important manifestations of lymphoma.
All right.
Other manifestations are bone pain, any bleeding manifestations, or there may be some cough, dry cough patient. So these are different types of manifestation. You should not ignore it. If it persists for more than 3 to 4 weeks, immediately you should consult your doctor.
Okay. Now these are some really serious telling signs for patients to take care of.
Exactly.
So what are the treatments available for lymphoma, doctor?
Yeah. So first, before going to the treatment part, I want to say something about the diagnostic modality. So if you have any swelling of the body or lymph node swelling in the body, and if you have these type of manifestations, so you first consult the hematologist. So what he will do, first he will examine you, thoroughly clinically examine you, and they will go for few investigations, few routine investigations, routine blood investigations, routine biochemical investigation, and the main diagnostic modality is the biopsy, histopathological examination. You have to go for either excision biopsy or incision biopsy, or at least true cut biopsy. So FNAC is not very important tool for the diagnostics of lymphoma. Nowadays we prefer going for excision biopsy. So after excision biopsy, there are few molecular tests are there, like immunohistochemistry, that will pinpoint the diagnosis, because diagnosis is the most important part.
Right.
Don't jump into the therapy. If your diagnosis is wrong, the chance of cure is less. So first, proper diagnosis is very important. Go for the biopsy, immunohistochemistry, other molecular diagnostic tests. Then we go for the staging of the disease. That is very important. After the diagnosis part is over, then we go for the staging. So for staging, we have PET scan, we have CT scan, we have MRI, different radiological of bone marrow tests. So we have to go for these type of investigations. Then diagnosis and staging part is done. Then we go for the treatment.
All right.
So for lymphoma treatment, the mainstay of main treatment part is the chemotherapy. Different regimes are there for different types of lymphoma. For Hodgkin's lymphoma, usually go for the ABVD regime. For non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, there are numerous regimes like R-CHOP, RCVP, etc. So we have to first clinically assess the patient. We have to first whether that patient, what is the performance status of the patient? That is very important. Before starting any chemotherapeutic regime, we have to carefully examine the patient, whether this patient can tolerate the chemo regime. That is very important.
Okay.
What is the performance status of the patient? Whether he or she
and this would definitely differ from person to person. Because
exactly.
Every patient will have his own personal medical history, his own body type and everything. How his stamina is, how his willpower is. I think everything would count.
That's why the question now is a personalized medicine.
Right.
It is not same for everybody. In oncology, you first have to clinically assess the patient. What is the problem? Whether he or she is having some comorbidities like cardiac disease, kidney problems, and lung problem. Okay, then carefully have to decide what type of chemo is needed for that patient. So after proper assessment, we usually go for the chemotherapy. So the chemotherapy is the mainstay of treatment for lymphoma. Besides, we have few lymphomas respond well to radiotherapy, surgery, and immunotherapy also. So chemo and immunotherapy is the mainstay of treatment, and to some extent radiotherapy and surgery also having some role. And after the treatment, we have to carefully follow up the patient, because if it relapses, the next treatment is transplantation. That is the bone marrow transplantation. That is an important tool to treat the relapsed or refractory lymphoma patient. So chemotherapy, immunotherapy, bone marrow transplantation, radiotherapy, and to some extent some surgical intervention. These are the treatment options for the lymphoma patient.
Very well explained, doctor. In fact, you've even taken the part of my last question that I was about to pose to you, that since these treatments are so expensive and they take a lot of time also, and after which there is obviously this possibility of recurrence after cure. So naturally, you've taken my question. So how frequent this recurrence is, or what can be done to avoid this? Is there a way to avoid this? Like, can lymphoma recur after cure?
Yeah.
This you have obviously answered already. So how this could be avoided, or is there a way to actually avoid it or not?
It's a very tricky question. Can't avoid it. Okay. First is few lymphomas can relapse more. Chance of relapse is very high in few lymphomas. In few lymphoma, you know, just I am just giving you some details of it. Few non-Hodgkin's lymphomas known as low-grade lymphoma. In low-grade lymphoma, we may not treat the patient in the beginning. If it is an early stage disease, patient having no complaint, we usually go for wait and watch, because the patient will survive. The overall survival of the patient is same. The patient whom we treat and the patient whom we don't treat. In the early low-grade lymphoma patient, we can wait for some time. But it is an aggressive lymphoma or other variants of lymphoma, Hodgkin's lymphoma, we have to treat it as soon as possible it was diagnosed. Few lymphoma having a very good prognosis. Example, Hodgkin's lymphoma. The early Hodgkin's lymphoma, early stage Hodgkin's lymphoma, there is a chance of curing 85% of the 90% of the patient. There is a chance of cure. Okay, complete cure is possible. And there are few aggressive lymphomas are there. Though the chance of cure is almost 75 to 80%, but this is also the chance of recurrence or relapse. Relapse is there, definitely a chance of relapse. For that relapse, we have to go for thorough follow-up. Follow-up is very important in any malignancy or any cancer patient. After a few intervals, we have to carefully go for a few investigations, carefully, thoroughly examine the patient, and follow-up is very, very important for lymphoma patients. So that is the, I think, only solution that we can detect the relapse early. If you
you've definitely shown some hope also for such patients. So thank you for so elaborate discussion over this topic, and actually, you know, helping our listeners find some relief and some hope that there is a cure. Even after relapse, it could be managed well. So thank you so much for coming to our show and sharing your valuable time and insight with us at MediCircle. It has really been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.